everyone, it's Jessica Oots with Keller Williams in Layton, Utah. I am back with Jeff Arnell. I'm so excited. He is so full of life, and I just appreciate everything that you've done for us. If you guys haven't seen it before, go back and check out. We did another one about inside the house and kind of keeping bugs and insects from coming in the house and some simple ways to do that. We're back and we are going to talk a little bit about the outside and what to look for outside the house. But first, I need to ask you, tell me, what service area is it that you deal with?
We have a general service area, basically Draper, pointing the mountain up to about North Ogden.
Okay.
I go to Tooele on a regular basis. I have a small handful of customers in Park City. We will travel pretty much anywhere in the state. We've done termite jobs out in Oak City. We've done termite jobs, Spanish Fork, down in Nephi area. We do offer, if you live in, let's say, a city that not a lot of people live in, like let's say a Manti, smaller, or Vernal, or it doesn't have a huge amount of people in it. There's not a lot of services available to you. I don't know if you know where Richfield is.
Yes.
Richfield is not very big, and anytime you want to call in a pest control company, they're 4 hours away.
Yes.
We went down there and did a job for a lady, and we basically told her before we came down, call your neighbors, go on Facebook, let them know we're coming down, and we'll do a bunch of people at the same time. If I go out of my normal service area, I charge you a service fee, a travel fee. But I'm happy to do that in the more rural areas. But if you're within our Draper to North Ogden, Tooele to Park City, you're in our service area.
Good to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Davis County is where we're most.
Okay.
We spend most of our days in Davis County.
That's awesome. That's incredible. Go back and look too. You guys will find out that your business has been in business for 70 years. Tell me how long you have been the owner.
I've been owner since 2015. Started with the original owner in 2014 and took over in 2015 and been going crazy ever since.
That's awesome. Very good. Well, the one thing that I'm doing this video for is maintenance and safety in the home. But if you were to give anyone advice that was buying or selling a home, what's the one thing you would tell them about your industry?
It's always hard to ask somebody to spend more money when they've already put more money than they should have on the house. They've already got inspections, they've already got everything else. But if you are concerned about bugs and pests, you're going to want to have your house inspected, specifically targeting entry points for rodents, entry points for wasps, entry points for other things that might be a problem, birds. Usually home inspectors aren't looking for things like that. They're looking for, problems with the house. But for us, that's our market. We're looking for things that might be an issue for bugs and rodents and birds. It's not very expensive. It takes about 35-40 minutes depending on the size of the house.
Okay.
We walk around the house, the sheds, the wood piles. We do all that stuff. And it's very simple, and we'll let you know what should be done, how we can be of assistance, things you can do on your own. But less than $100 will give you just that more bit of information to keep you happy in your new home.
Which I think is a valid point. During that due diligence period, a buyer can come through and hire as many people as they want to inspect the home. And again, you have to take into account what your budget is and what the risk amount is, right? But to me, that's a very simple, inexpensive thing to do. Have someone look at rodents, especially for a family like me. We have a lot of allergies. I would want to know if there's mice in the house, we're probably going to have struggles with that.
You could, yes, and it's dangerous. Rodent droppings they're poisonous.
Yes.
And the other thing that a lot of folks don't think there's termites in Utah, and part of our inspection is we try to find termites. Because if you're moving into a house that has termites, the seller needs to pay for that. You should not be if the seller doesn't know there are termites, doesn't matter. Right. That's a fix that you should not be paying for.
Right.
And if they did know there were termites and they didn't tell you there were termites, that's a whole other thing. But part of the inspection is we're looking for any possible issue for you that could cost you money down the line or just immediate problems.
Very good. Very good. So worth its weight.
Totally worth it. Yeah.
I say it's worth it.
Plus you get to meet me.
I know, right?
And I'm a gem. I'm a gem, truly.
Very good. Well, we've moved to the outside. You had talked a little bit about birds getting in through soffits, and tell me more about that.
As homes get older, things separate. Sometimes professionals in the industry don't seal things properly, or they don't build them close enough to the house. Mostly along roof lines, where oftentimes you'll also see where you'll have siding like this. As the sun beats on it, as it gets older, it separates. Cracks get bigger. Birds will go up in there. Mice will go up in there. Raccoons will go up in there. You don't want to deal with a raccoon in an attic. We've had rats and squirrels on a regular basis up in attics. And if you just walk around your home and you look where the home, the siding, the brick, whatever it's made out of, stucco, meets the soffits, and you're looking for gaps, gaps that are bigger than about your thumb, any rat can fit through.
Oh, wow.
A little bit thicker than that, squirrels can fit through. Bigger than that, about a little bigger than a softball, you can get a raccoon in there. If the hole is big enough, a rodent will come and go. It cannot survive long term. So you want to make sure you flush the rodent out before you seal it.
Okay.
Because if you seal the hole while it's still up in there, it's going to either die up there or it's going to find a way out of there, which sometimes they'll chew through the drywall in your ceiling and they'll drop right down into your home. It wouldn't be the first time I've seen a rat hole dropping in and a rat laying in a room. We had to go in there and chase it down and get rid of it.
Gosh.
They will chew through because they're trying to survive.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah,
it's survival. They'll do anything you can to survive, and they will. So anytime you're having an issue that needs to be repaired, make sure you don't have any issues in the attic first and then repair it.
Okay.
Don't seal them in there.
Well, and this is another question that's probably not, this one's not scripted at all. When we bought this house, ivy was climbing up the house. Tell me your thoughts and feelings about that, because we have something similar now, but I'm always worried about bugs, and like they're using that to get it, like animals and stuff to get in my house.
If you've got ivy on your walls, that means you've got ivy on the ground.
Okay.
Rats love ivy.
Okay.
It's easy to move through. It's a great, they're very easily hidden. Ivy is also great for wasps.
Okay.
It's also great for birds. You know, it's just a great place for them. And don't get me wrong, ivy can be very, very pretty.
Yes.
But just be aware that it's a great hiding place for rodents and birds and wasps. You know, simple treatments. If you've got a regular pest control, put out bait boxes for the rodents. But also, it's a great climbing mechanism.
That's what
for other animals. Yeah, the mice, the rats, and the squirrels and the raccoons. You know, it's like the Tarzan of the rodent world. They just have something to climb up. It's real easy to swing around.
Okay. Very good to know. That answers a big question for me.
So I guess you're going to be removing your ivy then from the house.
Well, yeah, no. We don't have ivy right now, except for on this fence.
Yeah.
But now we have a big rose bush that's not coming down.
Nope.
It's too pretty in the summer. We'll deal with whatever happens.
Just keep an eye on things.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people just need to be aware of your yard.
Yes.
I mean, how often do you how much time do you spend in your yard? Trimming roses, you know, pulling weeds, making sure it looks nice. Take a few extra minutes and really pay attention to the little things. Like if you walk by this shrub over here and you've got a lot of wasps coming out of it,
Okay.
you might have a nest in there.
Right.
Last thing you want is to get stung while you're mowing the lawn, your kids, your grandkids, whoever.
Right.
Just be aware of your home.
Yes.
Pay attention. Look for holes around the foundation where there might be rodents getting underneath. Look for wasp nests on the eaves. I mean, little things like that. Just pay attention.
Okay.
Pay attention.
Very good. All right, so we were heading toward the backyard, and all of a sudden you stopped us. We need to talk about chimneys. Tell me why.
Raccoons love chimneys. They will live in your chimney. They'll have babies in your chimney. And removing raccoons from a chimney is not easy. And it's also very expensive. Not with us, of course, because, you know, but other companies. If you look up at the chimney, you're going to see there's actually 3 different spots. One's kind of a flue, and the other 2 are actually open chimneys. I'm not even sure which ones of those is actually sealed off at this point, if any of them. For $40, you can go to Home Depot or Lowe's or any other home repair place, and you can buy a cap.
Okay.
And they are very easy to install. So you'll pay $40 now, or you'll pay $300 later to have a bunch of babies removed from your chimney. Very, very simple. Just be safe when you're going up there. If you are concerned about your safety because you're not so sure-footed on the roof, then yes, have somebody come out, charge you a service fee, make sure you have the equipment. We'll just set it up and go. It takes us 30 minutes. It's very quick, very easy, and it'll save you a lot of hassle in the future.
Well, and that's like you say, $40 for the cap itself, maybe a little bit of labor costs.
Literally, I would charge you $40 to come out and put those caps on.
So under $100.
Under $100 to save you a bunch.
I now am not going to have to hear crying baby raccoons in my.
Yeah, you don't want to have raccoons in your chimney. It's not because then you got to clean the chimney out too, and there's another expense. Okay. You've got a bunch of nesting and droppings and possibly dead raccoons because sometimes the babies don't survive. Ugh. That's a whole new situation. So just get the cap.
Okay.
Spend the $40 for the cap.
And there, we just saved you hundreds.
Thousands.
Thousands. Okay, very good. Now we'll move. All right, so we've moved to the backyard, and one of the things you pointed out when you got here was my husband's wonderful wood pile. We don't have wood in the house burning, but we do like to have barbecues in the backyard where we roast marshmallows and hot dogs. So we have a collection of firewood. But now you're like, what?
No, there's nothing wrong with having firewood. Firewood's a great tool, especially, you know, if the power goes off and there's no heat, you've got a great heat source. Absolutely. Keep the fire pit out, have your s'mores, have a great time. But be aware of your surroundings. Wood piles are great for harboring rodents. Rats especially. They'll literally just build inside there, they'll live inside there, they'll store their food inside there. It becomes a real problem. So if you have a wood pile, just be aware of it. Look and see, because you'll find like rat droppings on the wood itself.
Okay.
If you walk by and you hear something scamper, you might have a rodent behind there. Just pay attention to your home. The other challenge too is this will also be an issue with spiders. As mentioned earlier, we only have 2 poisonous spiders in Utah, 2 venomous spiders, one of which is only south. We don't get them this far north. They're called desert recluse. Quick note, there are no brown recluse spiders in Utah.
Okay.
People think there are no brown recluse spiders. Wolf spiders and hobos are the most common, neither of which are venomous. They do have toxins which can cause problems for you.
Okay.
But the black widow and the desert recluse are the only 2 venomous spiders in Utah. The black widow is all over the country, all over the state, and they will infest areas like this. Some years are worse than others. This year has been bad. 2021 has been a bad year for black widows. So when you are playing in the wood pile, you know, taking wood out, resetting it, whatever, make sure you're wearing gloves. That way you're not touching droppings of rodents or you're getting bit by the spiders. And just, you know, just be aware. Again, be aware of it. Look for trails, look for droppings, listen for sounds.
Okay, very good. And I don't know if this is an old wives' tale or not. You'll have to excuse our neighbor dog, but I heard maybe, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong, wives' tale, stacking them this way is different than, maybe we can scan over here, is a little bit different than upright wood. Is there a difference? Does that prevent any or encourage differently the way you're stacking it?
This doesn't,
storing it?
This way over here doesn't give them the opportunity to like, you know, stack in layers because they can't walk uprightly. What I mean is that they're not gonna go up and down. They're gonna go in and out. So this is actually better, except they can still go around and underneath. Whereas over here on this stack, they can go from level to level to level to level, and yeah, this is actually easier for them.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter. Wood is wood. If it's protected, if they find protection, they'll use it.
Okay. Well, then it's the opposite of what I thought. I thought this was a better way to do it, and now
you can get more in this way.
Okay.
The other words of the wise: if you are really concerned about rodents, if you have bird feeders, which you have like 7 of, if you've got bird feeders, and if you've got a water feature, if you've got fruit trees that you allow the fruit to fall and you don't clean it up, you're just inviting them, especially bird feeders.
Okay.
If you get a rodent problem with bird feeders, get rid of the bird feeder.
Okay.
Rodents will go away likely. Also chickens.
Yeah.
If you've got chickens, you'll get rodents eventually. Hard to get rid of. Once a rodent finds a regular food source, trying to trap it or kill it with other baits aren't as effective because they know where the food is, they know where it's safe. So it's really hard to get rid of rodent problems when you're dealing with those specific variables.
Okay, very good. Well, you guys can see again, we're here. Sorry about the dogs, it is what it is. We're outside in yards, but you can see that Jeff knows what he's talking about. So again, we'll make sure that his information is in the description below. Catch up with him and ask questions. That's one thing I encourage all of my buyers and sellers to do. If you don't ask the question, the answer is always no. So at least ask the question, you might get a yes.
Sure thing.
So I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, appreciate it.